Greetings. Greetings. How you doing? How you doing, Miss Williams? How your day going? Shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out, 50 Shades. How you doing? Greetings, greetings, greetings. How y'all? What's today? Oh, Saturday. Good old Saturday, y'all. Good old Saturday. Let's see. That works. Good old Saturday, family. So look, I told y'all I was gonna come back. I had some stuff to handle, but I'm finished now. So let's get up in this thing. Pretty good. I'm on break right now, so I'm glad to be able to get your live. Ashe, and I'm glad to have you here. For the people that may be seeing this after it's live, I want to say thank you for chiming on in. This is Lord Hika Sora, aka Hika the Black Butterfly, aka Sora Il Justice, aka you already know who this is. Veronica, how you doing? So, boy, I be picking up on that energy. Make sure y'all like the button. Make sure y'all hit the like button upon coming in, y'all, so the algorithm can kick it out to more people. You feel me? Better over time. Appreciate you sharing your experiences. Ashe. Ashe, my only job is to be an example. Is to be an example. And what other better example than somebody who is down to earth, somebody who makes it all believable, y'all. Because, you would never, ever catch me talking or doing, anything like this in a million years. I'm trying to tell you, listen. That's why sometimes if your sole purpose is a higher level of service of self. So, listen, it's 3 aspects of soul purpose. Now, you can have multiple soul purposes in one lifetime. So, let me explain. Let's say that... it's different levels. It's different levels to each soul purpose or whatever. But there are 3 main aspects of soul purpose. So this means that, let me give you an example. So an example is service to self, right? Service to self. Then you got service to others. Then there is a third aspect, which is a higher level aspect of your self purpose, of life purpose, and it's called service to others. It's a greater aspect of service to others. So there's also one where it's like a balance of service to self and service to others, but that be like people's main purpose of living and stuff like that, okay? So for instance, one of my main aspects for this lifetime is to have a balance, right? Service to others, actually, service to others. Last lifetime, it was have a balance between service to self and service to others 2 lifetimes ago. So last lifetime, I was I remember I died in 1987, but the time before that, I died in 1950 something. I had a fever, and I was a teacher and stuff like that. So I was this lady named Diane, and I actually finished my life purpose that life. But then when I was the man named Kai, last lifetime where I died in 1987, basically I didn't finish my life. So at this life, I had to finish them contracts. So for example, if one of the main life lessons, because you got your purpose, you got the life purpose, but then you got lessons and stuff you learn. Now these lessons are the laws of the universe. So when I was Kai, right, when I was the guy named Kai, and I had an agriculture, I had a farm and stuff like that, basically my bull kicked me in the chest, right, and I had passed away, crossed over, got trapped on the other side, and ended up being reincarnated in 1988 as me, who I am now. All right, so now remember, y'all, it's a gift. The more and more you get expanded, the more and more your memories will start coming in. The more and more you balance out your chakras and your feminine energy and your masculine energy, the more and more your memories start coming in. The more and more you graduate and your soul evolves, the more, you actually manifest these memories. Some of them can be tragic memories and some of them maybe not so tragic. But either way, once the tragic memories come up, just learn to forgive yourself and keep on pushing. You know what I'm saying? Ashe. So when I was Kai, his name was Kai, and I was actually able to look up these names, right? Like I was actually able to look up my past life names, right? I found the newspaper, right? This was some time ago, some years ago, and so this story was a Bible story. Sometimes kids are born, and these kids be remembering their past life and stuff. It's a real thing that be going on, and so now I was supposed to master forgiveness. Right now, this is very important, y'all. Please be paying attention to this because I'm teaching you really like the science of life and how to actually play the game like for real, legitimately, right? In my own opinion, you feel me? This is what works for me. It may work for you, may not work for you, but the way I structure it out, it should work for you because the laws of the universe work for everybody, right? That's exactly why the law of attraction is always working for you, whether you know it is or whether you don't know it is. Either it's working for you or it's working against you based on the words that you speaking into your own life. So that's why I say it's going to work for you because the laws of the universe work for everybody that's here in the third dimensional realm. You feel me? So if you can understand that, then you can understand this. So when I was the farmer, I had wife, family, kids, and things like that. This is the most prevalent memory, right? I had plenty past lives and stuff like that, but recently upon how I got into this body, you feel what I'm saying? The most prevalent timeline, the most valuable personality. See, sometimes your soul is so advanced in between these lives, you get to choose to keep a personality with you from a past life as you come into this world right here. So sometimes that kind of creates the energy of, I guess some people call it confusion because they don't really understand on a spiritual level what's really occurring with a person. So a man can actually be a woman last life. And he could actually have a high level soul where he get to keep some of his personality into the next life. And he could choose to bring her personality with him. But if he doesn't know how to integrate that personality like all the way through in a way, like in a androgynous type of way, he may have difficulties with changing his sex. You know what I'm saying? So listen. I'm just trying to give, I'm not saying that nothing's right, nothing's wrong. I'm just trying to give people different perspectives. Because there's a lot of people out here that are saying that a bunch of people have agendas, and maybe they do. They say the the numbers have agendas. And they probably do have agendas, right? I don't know. I've never been a part of that community, even though I always just been my own self. That's how I always been. I never went to Pride. I'm not saying I'll never go there. I'm just saying I never went. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not a crowd type of, that ain't me. Like, I'm always by myself. Every time, look, go watch any of my music videos. All you see is me. One of my music videos, I had homies like, man, we about to come up there. We try and be in your music video. We got the straps. We got this. We got chains. We got girls. We got this. I'm like, listen, y'all. This ain't that type of music. Like, I'm not that person. Like, I'm not that. And so, y'all can't come up here to my video shoot with guns and shit like that. That's not it. We don't even need chains. That's not the type of music I make. And they was mad. Man, they was so mad. I ain't even really seen a lot of them since then. They was so mad because they wanted to come up there with guns and chains and money and stuff. And I wasn't really interested because that wasn't the thing. So I chose to be in my music videos alone. And if you look at me and you hear me tell my stories, when I'm always telling y'all, I be by myself. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just how I move, right? So I'm giving you an example so you can have a better perspective from somebody who understands. Because a person who is like 100% just hetero, straight, They don't understand from a spiritual perspective. And then a lot of the people who are not straight, they don't even really understand what be going on spiritually. They don't understand energetically what's happening, why they acting the way they acting. Now, sometimes it could be genetically and generational curses and all that. I'm not saying that it ain't. But I'm saying from another perspective, it's the fact that you get to keep a personality with you before you go on to another life. It's up to you, right? So if you don't finish your life purpose, or this is a game, literally, it's an actual game. If you don't finish your life purpose, you're not going nowhere until you get your stuff done. It don't matter how many human bodies you got to reincarnate into. It don't matter how many selves you got to be. The higher self, the angels, whoever you see, the universe, it don't see past, present, and future. All it sees is now. So from their perspective, from your higher self perspective, it don't really matter how long you take. It don't matter if it take you 4 human bodies to learn the lesson of mastering forgiveness. But you gonna learn how to master forgiveness before you leave this planet, right? So when I was Kai, my life purpose was to it was a service to self this lifetime. I was living a negative polarity lifetime this lifetime. And I was not really a good person like that, for real, for real. I'm gonna just be honest with you. When I was him, I was not really a good person. But when I was Diane, I was a real good, I was a giver, so I was a real good person. So somehow I got karma, because that's just how it be. You know what I'm saying? I got karma. And so I didn't finish my life lesson, which was to master forgiveness. So when I was born again back in 1988, literally, I could not start the new contracts or open new contracts for who I am today for Hika until I finished the contracts that I was when I was Kai. Okay, now the energy don't roll over. It's just that the contracts are never declared and decreed out. So that energy doesn't die. It still exists on the mental plane. It still exists on the astral plane. And so you got to take your authority and your power and declare it out. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how the karmic energy gets created, because nobody's declaring this stuff out with their actual mouth. Right? This is really important. So once I finished learning how to master forgiveness and the life lessons that I already agreed to in that timeline, that's when I was able to start the new life lessons here in this timeline, which was I had to master unconditional love. I aced that freaking test. I finished that lesson. So, now I'm mastering, or I'm practicing. I'm in the classes of self-love, right? I'm in the classes of self-love. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take for me to master self-love, but I do believe in myself, and I know that I can. And I'm doing better and better and better each and every day. And that's all that matters. You feel what I'm saying? So I wanted you guys to know that it's no rush in getting your work done. But it is time sensitive, because right now we live in a time on this planet where we can obtain aspects that has never been done before on any planet ever. When a lot of our souls heard that planet Earth had a graduation window where your soul could come in and incarnate and expand and evolve through different lifetimes while still in the body. Like, this is magical. This is how magical we are in the moment we're living in. Okay? So this is all important so you can know what joyriding is. I'm just telling you a little bit of history about the consciousness, like true history. So, right now, right, we living in a time now, 2030, that's another graduation window. It's going to be a lot of things popping off then, because we're going to be on a whole different earth than, like, just way different. So, right now we live in a time where even after you finish your lifetime soul's lessons, and even after you finish your contracts, you know what I'm saying? Even after you finish your soul's purpose, you get to literally transform yourself while and I mean your light body. You get to transform your spiritual self while you're still alive. So, for example, let's break it down. Now, this is a lot has to do with when it comes to your memories. Okay? Now, let's say that you finished the whole lifetime. You did everything you were supposed to do. Right? But somehow something happened. You ended up passing away. Right? You ended up passing away. And so now that you passed away, you didn't learn enough. You didn't practice to remember enough. Okay? This is a real good example. Let's say that you didn't practice to remember enough, right? And so you did handle your business and everything, but since you didn't remember enough, what happened was you end up getting something happened, you got recycled back into the matrix. This is every time you fall asleep. So every time you get reincarnated into a new body, you go deeper into sleep. You deeper into hypnotism. Every time you are reborn again, right? Under the circumstances of reincarnation, you fall deeper to sleep. So this means the more you fall deeper to sleep, the less you can remember about your true self and that this is a game of hide and seek, okay? Now, I know this might seem weird, like this, she just, like, I just said it, hide and seek. Hold on, let me write something down. So this gonna get real interesting. This gonna get interesting. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. So now, I'm just giving you an example. So now it's like this, okay, now you're born as a baby again. You don't have your memories because you didn't study enough while you was alive. You didn't prepare enough because you thought all the death, the afterlife talk that I be saying wasn't valuable, right? You thought it was just nonsense. Why is I'm talking about that stuff right now? So you ain't prepared. You ain't prepared. And so they say better safe than sorry, but if you, I'd rather prepare than not to prepare. You know what I'm saying? And so let's say now you born again as a baby. So now you got the side effect of being born again in that way through reincarnation. A side effect of that is spiritual amnesia. So now you got to live a whole new entire life. Now let's say that you didn't finish your lessons. You didn't finish your lessons or your life purposes that you had to do that lifetime. You finished a lot of them, but you wasn't completely done. And that's what caused you to get reincarnated back in the cycle of life, the earth games. And so you didn't complete your cycle, and so that's how you got reborn again. As you got reborn again, now you got spiritual amnesia. So now you forgot. You forgot. So now you got to live a whole new lifetime again and again and again and again until you finish these lessons. But now we have the opportunity that you don't have to die. Like time and everything, we got the higher perspective now. So now we gain more power, we gain more vision, right? The more you can vision, the more you can create. So this means that now you can finish a contract way quicker than, it won't take you a whole lifetime now because we got the awareness. So now you can finish a soul contract, a major life soul contract or major life lesson. You have to master compassion. You have to master all these different degrees and angles of life. Okay? And so let's say, and so now once you master these energies, so right now you're living in a space where you can master forgiveness, right? Like I did. For instance, I mastered forgiveness from the last life. Soon I did that, you already tell, because everything rearranges and readjusts to the rewarding of your persistence and your patience and your determination. The courage, okay, the law of courage bends time and space. This is a law. So if ever you're courageous enough to do anything that you wasn't, the universe is going to bend in your favor because that's the law. It cannot be no other way. Bravery and courage is faith. That really is faith. You feel what I'm saying? So, and these are laws. These are laws, right? So now, within learning these life lessons, you got to learn aspects. So you got to learn patience. You got to learn faith. Like, this is how we're learning how to be human, y'all. We're learning how to be human. We're learning now how to play. We're just learning how to play, basically, because all it is a game of hide and seek. So we play the game, right? Before we get to that, so let me just tell you that now is a beautiful time because I finished forgiveness, right? And then I immediately my reality shifted, and I immediately rolled into unconditional love. I knew that I had to master unconditional love. That was one of my main lessons that I had to learn this lifetime in order for me to finish the cycle of Earth life games. So I mastered unconditional love, right? Now, if you don't master the contract, what happens is it just plays itself over and over again with different people and just the same energy. The energy don't freaking change. It's still the same energy. It's just attached to a different person. So you appear, it's called familiar now. That's when it's called familiar. So once I finish unconditional love, soon you finish a contract, you know. If these people going to disappear out your life, the desire to be around, the energy is going to dissipate, the timelines are going to collapse. You're going to feel like you've been born again because you have. You're constantly transforming and transitioning this entire process. We are not only human beings, we are human transforming, and we are transforming. We are dying this entire time. Life is death, and death is life. It's a process, right? So now here's the thing: why we got the golden moment, and everybody in the galaxy is watching us, and they want to see how we're going to handle this because this is big. This is huge. A lot of us are regaining our cosmic citizenship. This is grand. This is so grand that y'all don't even know how much, like, how can I say this? Y'all don't even know how much I've been having to deal with to even speak to y'all about a lot of stuff I've been having to speak to y'all about. There are technologies that you will never fucking imagine that exist, and that I know exist. There are people that don't want the real, honest truth out there. Like me speaking like this, free to y'all, telling y'all this the fucking key. I'm giving you literally the key. Like no biased beliefs, no nothing. I'm literally giving the wisdom because that's what I got guided to. That's my soul's purpose. So they can get mad and do all these stuff they do. The people, you know who they is, the officials, you know. But that shit ain't gonna work because I'm living in my soul's purpose. But boy, I be going through some stuff to get these lectures out to y'all, and this is no game. This is no joke. No joke. I just gotta make sure I stay grounded, stay centered. You feel me? Because, you know, and then it's so much stuff going on. You got people who they still in their ego, spiritual leaders in their ego. They want to be the first to say this, first to say this. Who cares? Who's the first to say any fucking thing? But if you ain't put in the work to get it naturally, it's a lot happening, y'all. You got groups and, you know, there's a real thing as secret societies, y'all. This is a real thing. Some of these people is people that look just like us. People that you would never even think these people online faking, acting like they love or pure. But whole time they secretly witchcraft and voodoo on the collective. So it's a lot happening, bro. I really want to tell y'all some stuff, but I can't. I can't say certain things right now, okay? But soon, just give me just give me some time to work something out where I can share stuff like this, because I got real stuff to share that been going on recently that, you know, you just can't be speaking all out loud, like loud about, you feel what I'm saying? So it got to be on another type of thing. So we gonna work some stuff out. But so the fact that, you know, I'm speaking my truth, and my truth is just the truth to me that is freeing. It is authentic, and it's truly, you know, a breath of fresh air. It's truly a breath of fresh air. And so it just makes sense. It's just common sense to me. Like, I'm not even really sharing nothing but common sense. But here's the thing. A lot of people ain't used to using common sense. A lot of people ain't used to thinking. They like, They just take what somebody else say and be like, yeah, because that's how they be programmed. That's how they be programmed. Now, I know a lot of y'all be thinking. Ashe, Ashe, thank y'all for the comments too. Just looked up the word curse today. Definitely is deep. Yeah, for real. Ashe. Yes, and I'm glad that the things I'm talking about, Tracy, if you still here, is stuff that we're all, connected to and we all can relate to. Because, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but once I found out that even with all the spiritual awakening, there were still 3 things I needed to learn to literally complete the entire Earth cycle. And I was like, oh yeah, I got to share this with other people. It's important. This is a necessity. It's a necessity, and I'm telling you from experience. Because I remember and I know. And I'm remembering each and every day. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it's amazing to get out here. I've been saying that for years. It's not just you pop out the body, like Christmas. It's not like that, y'all. It's literally amazing to get out. And this is the actual truth. There's levels. It's a game, bro. So now we got the opportunity to literally expand our soul and our light body while still being this one person, without dying, without catching amnesia. Do you know how much time this is buying you? Remember, all we're here doing right now is buying time. Everybody is working and everything for what? Freedom. We all working because we all want to be free. Whether we working for somebody, whether we working for ourselves, we want that freedom. So time is the most valuable asset that you can hold. Time and your intuition. Your intuition saves you time, so that's why your intuition is so valuable. But time itself is your most valuable asset, and that's all we're doing is trying to buy our time back so that we can be free on the earth plane. But we already free. And why the fuck we gotta buy some stuff that's already ours? I never understood that. Even before I became who I am today, I just never understood why I gotta vote for something that's already mine. Like, I just never understood that. So that's the beauties of this, y'all. So make sure y'all learning y'all stuff. If you booked the reading from me and you got your books, you can ask your books. You know what I'm saying? What is my main purpose in life lesson that I'm learning right now? Flip to the little pages and let it tell you, okay, which one? I'm learning compassion. And then that may manifest as situations in your life where you got to learn to be more compassionate to yourself and to others. And now you realize now it's not that hard no more, because now you can see. Now you ain't suffering that much. See, like the information I'm sharing is releasing fear. Is totally annihilating the concept of suffering. And it's helping people to not only see, but to accept. Acceptance is authenticity. Authenticity is the highest vibration you can ever obtain. That's harmony. That's harmony. You know what I'm saying? So, now, I wanted to share that. So, now let's tap into a little bit of Akasha real quick. We're going to get into this thing. Now, there was a game we played. As actual divine beings in spiritual consciousness. And this game we played was a lot of like hide and seek. A lot. And so the name of the game is you are freaking hypnotized to forget. So what happens is this. We play a game of hide and seek. We hide ourselves in the box or the cubes, which is the 3-dimensional shapes. We hide ourselves in the body. Once we hide ourselves in the body, we throw away the key. We stash the key. And then we forget that we put ourselves in the box. We forget that we hid the key. And we forgot we was playing a game. Let that shit sink in real quick, bro. We playing hide and seek. Yeah. We're playing hide and seek, y'all. We locked ourselves in the box. This body, incarnate, casket, tomb. We fucking threw away the key. We locked it from the outside. Threw away the key. And then forgot that there was a key. Forgot that we was in the box. And forgot that we was playing a game. Oh my God. Yes, acceptance is harmony. I'm walking through that now. Yeah, for real. Acceptance is harmony. It's the truth, y'all. It's the truth. Like that's when it's gonna be so easy for you to really kind of release judgment to concepts about you and yourself and your life and stuff. You know, because I'm still healing from situations like, you know, well, what people gonna think about me if I tell people things I want to say. You know, we're still working through that, but you know, I'm thinking of stepping out of my comfort zone here, and I got a few concepts that I'm gonna offer to you all, and we're gonna just see where we go from there. You know what I'm saying? So it's time. It's time right now to, you know, expand, bro, and be as innovative and as vulnerable as you can, because that's what it's all about. It's weird how when I close my eyes, that time I see a black box go in and out, then it sometimes disappears for the last 4 years now. Yeah, it's funny because this body is a cube. The cube is the box. So we literally playing hide and seek and forgot that we was playing hide and seek. And so the key, that's the key. I'm giving you the key. I'm helping you to remember. You feel what I'm saying? I'm helping you to, you know how many people I just help to have confidence and to believe? And believing is a superpower. But knowing, hold now. Believing is a superpower, but knowing, like, it ain't even nothing compared. Like, it's beyond it's an ultra power. Knowing is an ultra power. You feel me? All right, so now let's tap into this Akasha. So reading into the Akasha, you know, I seen a timeline. And so this timeline was associated with like the Egyptian or Iraq, right? That was Iraq. Sumer, all this stuff, right? It was like the invasions that went on around that time. And I don't just mean invasions like on the earth realm and the earthly invasions. I mean the actual cosmic spiritual invasions that was happening around this time. There was a lot of freaking stuff going on. There was a lot of freaking space galactic interaction on this planet at that time, right? Now, we actually did have real humans here, like real actual humans here, and there were actually divine beings here too. These divine beings were not, they wasn't inside bodies yet. They wasn't inside bodies yet, okay? So they were here, you know, as like pure consciousness and pure divine beings. So in the mix of the game of hide and seek, as now the spirits. Now I'm telling you, these divine beings were playing hide and seek with the humans. Now it's funny because when I got the timeline, I really couldn't imagine, like, this is something I can't really imagine happening, but I can see it now that it's here. So it's like, okay, the divine beings were here. They wasn't in bodies. They haven't, you know, casted themselves or agreed to be in bodies just yet. They wasn't playing hide and seek just yet. So the humans were actually really here, and they kind of just got lost in the mix. There were real actual humans here. So while all this was going on, you had actual entities, consciousness, who manifested here. You can call these people the Empire. The Empire, you can call these people Anunnaki, whatever you want to call these people, right? These entities, these beings, these groups. Now, there were ways they had to actually infiltrate. They had to actually infiltrate the actual humans in some way, somehow. So as spirits, right? Now remember, a lot of the divine beings was playing hide and seek. So the way how the spiritual hide and seek goes is like this. Well, like, where do you think we got that game hide and seek from? Like, who do y'all think made it up? right? A lot of these consciousness, when they came here with a lot of stories. And a lot of them stories got lost in translation. So, for example, they say I robbed a bank for 100K. By the time word got out and the story got back to me, I robbed the bank for $500,000. You feel what I'm saying? Things get lost in translation. And so a lot of what went on here and what was happening here has gotten lost in translation. And you got to dig through all the information to find the right stuff that fits for you. So, on this timeline, the spirits were playing hide and seek. The gods, if you want to call them that, the divine beings who are already here, not hooked up or attached or inside bodies. What happens is they will play a game, hide and seek, and then they would basically push the human souls out of their body, come into the human soul body, and actually be them. Okay, so let me give you an example. So some of the divine beings, they were playing these games, these god games or whatever they like to play. And you probably wonder, like, damn, why would gods want to play a game like that? You gotta understand that God is different from the anybody is a god. That's literally a title. So to me, God is magician. So these were magicians. And the magician creates life, right? With its thoughts, with its belief, and with its actions. That's how I see this thing. So when I hear God, I think magician, right? So they were doing magic tricks, and that's why they were playing hide and seek. And what these magicians would do is they would literally play the games of casting themselves or actually pushing out the human soul. So you had humans here, real live royal humans, like real live Egyptians. Like some of these Egyptians, they came from planetary, plane of existence, Egypt, right? Which is manifested here as Egypt, right? So as above, so below. So if you got an Egypt here, then it's obviously an Egypt there. I mean, that's the law. It can't be no other way. So what they would do is they would find like high vibrational humans or whatever, and they would use the humans as like dolls. Now, this shit is crazy because at that time, some of the humans knew, like the priest, the royal priest, people like this, they knew how to protect themselves with emblems and jewelry, gold and stuff like that. They knew how to protect themselves with crystals and stuff like that. But what about the ones who didn't? Some of the kings and the princes and all of that, they had protection with them, literally just to stop this from happening because they knew that stuff like this was going on. There would be actual real incarnations of deities. There will be real incarnations of deities who incarnated and to be here as to experience the human experience, and they will forget, of course, and they would get their ass pushed out their body by more powerful energy. So what happens is this, like, let's say there was like a timeline that they wanted to manifest, and so let's go back to the pantheon where they was like doing solar worship and everything, right? So let's say we doing solar worship, but the Anunnakis or them came and they like, well, we want that worship because they understand the power of worship and praise. Like that is some power right there. People worshiping and praise, that's power. I mean, that is energetically, spiritually, like that's how you become a bigger thought. By people sending you they worship and they praise, you become literally a bigger thought. You may see the human, but it's so much energy behind that person. You feel me? So what they would do is they would find like a king or a pharaoh, right? They will find these energies, locate them and stuff by using their machines, consciousness machines or whatever. They call them core signatures to identify your core signature through the human, because remember, we was already playing this hide and seek game. So sometimes what happened is we would play hide and seek, and not only would we forget ourselves in the body, we started capturing and trapping each other. Like it became an actual game where the gods started, you know, because you had the Anunnaki in them. These is like spiritual beings. These beings, these pictures you see are just personifications of the imagination. None of this shit is really real, y'all. It's all fucking imaginary. So it may seem real, but it's an illusion. Like it is an illusion. You know what I'm saying? So these entities is imaginary. And if you see them, it's because they wanted you to see them. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. So they was like, okay, they needed to like get them, you know, it became a game where everybody like, okay, it started off us playing hide and seek. Now we having spiritual war playing hide and seek. So now we tricking niggas into a body. We're tricking other gods into a body. Oh my God, you gotta jump in there. You gotta jump in there. You get to have sex, you know what I'm saying? You get to eat, you get to feel like, man, you gotta experience this. They like, I can do what? You know, it's kind of intriguing as a god. You're like, Now these gods were just immortal spiritual beings, right? Now immortal just means to live forever, but eternal means to exist forever. There's a difference. So at once upon a time, we all were immortal spiritual beings, and now we are eternal, you know, consciousness, right? Divine consciousness beings, right? So they was like, oh, so really? Right? So now you got the tricksters playing, you know, the Thoth and all of them are trickster energies. So you got the tricksters playing the games and stuff like that. So they like, okay, how about we trap such and such a deity or a strong god? We trap such and such, we talk such and such to get into the body, such and such get into the body, and then we do a magic trick and they ass is stuck there. Now, y'all might think something like this is impossible. But it's really not, because you got to look at everything being spiritual before it's physical, and you got to look at that this whole freaking reality is based on manifestation. Manifestation is magic. Right now, you're looking at a manifestation of God's magic. This whole body was a thought, and now it's a thing. That's magical. You feel what I'm saying? You got to see it for what it is. We are a manifestation of an invisible energy. That's magic. Okay, hold on. Like how Egyptian gods are representations of parts of the body. Yes, 50 Shades. Ashe. How did that shift happen where immortals became eternal? It recently happened to me. I'm going to say about 12 months ago, a year ago. Now, this was, when it happened, I knew, and I woke up in it, and I was like, oh, okay, this was really what's going on. We ain't immortal no more, because we don't want to live forever. That means we're agreeing to be stuck to body after body after body after body. You got to look at the words. Immortal means to live forever. The only time we can live is when we got a body, because now we're in a living condition. When we're outside of the body, we can't live. There is nothing to live. How? You can exist because your essence exists. This body lives. The essence that animates this body exists. So that's how. And we shifted into the eternal consciousness, ether and all. Once we realized we was the ether and all, we tapped into that almighty, almighty alpha energy. We tapped into that energy, and it became everything else after that. So let me get back into this thing. Like, I don't know, is y'all getting me so far? Also, if you picking up what I'm dropping down on anything on this lecture, $ divinemoira, $divinemoira is down in the description box. If you sent some cash apps and ordered services and all of that, thank you. I appreciate you. I always got to greet y'all and with gratitude. And I couldn't do this without you, so I appreciate you. Alright, so now when as divine beings, right? Now these divine beings, it's like these divine eternal beings was getting tricked by the immortal beings. The immortal beings was pretending to be the Almighty, which is the ether and all, the all, was pretending to be the Almighty. Now, humans, at this moment, we're like still growing in our who we are, but there are people who knew, there are humans who knew who we was back then, because they had divine connections, right? They had divine connections, right? Ashe. So, now, once the gods started capturing, they started literally playing hide and seek for tricking other higher powerful gods, eternal beings into bodies. The immortal spiritual beings started tricking the eternal divine beings into bodies, telling them it's so fun, you gotta get some of this stuff. The whole time they never had plans on going into the body themselves, the immortal spiritual beings. They never had plans on going into the body themselves. And once they would do their magic trick and actually cast the consciousness, and you can consciousness transfer. So they would transfer the fucking consciousness into a fucking human body, and what happens is the fucking spirit or soul that was in that human body would fucking eject. Like, look, when you take a DVD, you take a DVD and you put it inside a DVD player, and you could either press play and watch the movie play out, or you could even just change your mind and eject it. Now, if you eject it, what's going to happen? That CD going to pop right up out of there, right? That CD going to pop right out of there, but it ain't like if you press eject, the DVD player going to cut off. The DVD player going to still be on until you press the power off. So that's how it is with the human body. These spirits and souls, every time you breathe, you're breathing in a new spirit, okay? Breath and spirit, every time you breathe. Look, I just breathed in a whole new personality. I swear, this is how it goes. And you can blow it back out. Now, these energies can enter anywhere. They can enter through your nose. They love entering through your nose, right? They can enter through your eyes, your ears, your mouth. Anywhere you got an open portal in your body. Right? And so what was happening when they would take over the kings and queens of Egypt and all of this stuff, what was going on? Right? It was more than just people invading Egypt in the physical world. A lot of this was just a lot going on. All of it was divinely guided. So not only is now the divine eternal beings is getting trapped in the bodies by the immortal spiritual beings, now that they got, because once they get into the body, they get amnesia. How do they get amnesia? Once the God get in the body, how does the God get amnesia? Somebody answer that for me.
I'm using the last one.
How does the God get amnesia once it's actually casted to the body? Let's see how brilliant your minds are up in here. Thank you for everybody for being here, by the way, too. Make sure y'all hitting the like button coming in. If y'all can share it too, you know what I'm saying? You can share it. You can like it, you can comment, you can share it. All of this helps out, guys. Can y'all hear me, or let me just make sure I'm heard. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, let me know in the comment. Cause it's like it's tripping on this side. Oh, alright, bet. Alright, so lower vibration frequency held by physical form. Yes, I can hear. Alright, bet. So, yeah, that's literally, the God is not remembering itself once it got put into the body. They knew that because it's vibration. It's vibration. It goes through that process of lowering the vibration to actually infuse with the human body, right? To actually now This is not the only perspective. Yes, the body is literally from the stars and made of stars. However, you know, the life is very complex, y'all. It's simple, but it's very complex. And, you know, a lot of these truths are not really even spoken about because to people always want to try to make sense and get receipts. And some of the stuff you can't get receipts for. Like, how the fuck is we counting history on a straight line? I never understood that. It don't make sense to me. How can something be the oldest and the first when every time I turn around we find something that's older than that? Yeah, this is the oldest thing we found here, there. But then we find something older than that, and we need to start there. Like, hold on. Somebody is being confusing now. Something ain't adding up. And when you realize that time ain't in no straight line, it's impossible to have a history in the way that we're counting it in a straight line because time is not only linear. Time is multi-directional. It goes everywhere, always. If we jump in timelines consistently here and there and there and there, how the fuck can there be a year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4? The shit not making sense, y'all. It don't make sense to me. I'm gonna just be honest. So that's why I look at everything as timelines and events and eras. I don't care if you're telling me some shit got found 10,000 years from 10,000 years ago and this is where we need to start because there are multiple inceptions. Because this thing is multi-dimensional. So I need more than that. In order for me to complete this cycle of Earth life games, I need more information than that. I need to gain the multi-dimensional perspective. And that's the perspective that has space to acknowledge and honor all timelines. Moving with flexibility. Take the stuff that you need, that feeds you more, that you can use. Get rid of the stuff that don't. Don't hold on to one whole concept that's just, oh, this is the only way and that's the way, because that's how your consciousness get trapped. And once your consciousness get trapped by the gate, now you think that, listen, I'm going to keep it 100. If you think they got gatekeepers over the chakras, they got gatekeepers over the information, they got gatekeepers over the wisdom, what make you think they ain't plant gatekeepers over the spiritual intelligence and the spiritual communities? These communities, I'm seeing it happen, I'm observing it. These communities are great communities, but you got to use your discernment because you don't want to stay trapped in a timeline and with your energy and your consciousness and your attention. You don't want to get trapped in that thought form because then your thought gonna own you. Then you can keep playing and then thought gonna have you. If that's what you really want, Ashe, how you doing? Ashe, yeah, I mean, if that's what you really want, that's up to you. I feel like this. If all the deities and everybody here had a chance, this means I have a chance too. Yeah, the shit could be all wrong, but if it could be all wrong, it could be all right too. You get it? There has to be balance. So I don't see no harm in researching other ideas and other concepts and other timelines. Until somebody tell me how to really count time, you're not just about to hold me into one concept and lock me into one matrix. Like we ain't multi-dimensional or something. Like, I know what really be going on with the gatekeeper and the consciousness. I understand what's happening here. But we are divine gatekeepers. You got different gatekeepers. You got divine gatekeepers who is here to really, really get the consciousness flowing again. But then you got some of them who they so traditional and they stuck in their ways that it's just going to be that way. So when it comes to joyriding, right now, what happens is Now that, the gods are not remembering, once they're getting cast by magic into, this is witchcraft, this entire reality is witchcraft, it's an illusion, it's work, right? It's work, it's magic. So once they, once the god is casted into the body, it's like, damn, they forget that they in the body now, and they like, got him, got him. I don't know if y'all remember that back in the day. We used to play these games and trick each other. Where y'all think all these funny games came from as kids? Like, what do y'all think these games? These games kids didn't just make up these games, man. We was on to something. We was acting out what the hell was really going on. Like, I got him, got him. And now the immortal spiritual being is manipulating the human, or the God in the human, manipulating the human through the God in the human, because the immortal spiritual being knows. Because the immortal spiritual being remembers. Right? So now, back when all these invasions and things was going on, entities coming in, and they basically, it's like, okay, like, I forget. One of the, it was an incarnation of like, I'm picking up a timeline. It was an incarnation of like, Brahma or something like that. One of these deities. And they found out like the freaking higher vibrational beings, or the malevolent, the ones like the dominators or whatever. They found out like this incarnation was holding his soul into this human body. And then literally what they did was, they basically, like, their power, like, if your power is stronger than another person's spirit or their soul, you can eject or eject their spirit out their body. Okay? And so they can jump back in too. All they gotta do is remember, like, hold up. So what happens when when one soul jumps into another soul body, and that human soul, which is the DVD player, is still playing. It just can't really see the movie, but the DVD player is still on. It's like a Barbie doll. Like, this suit is like literally a Barbie doll. It's animated. If something is animated, an animation, right? So once they freaking knock out the soul out that body, once they knock that soul out their body, like, man, it's funny because it's like, it's fucked up when you really think about it, but it's funny because it's like, damn, once you start really, really, really remembering, like, bro, that's how the fuck I got here. Like some people really, really was like, yeah, I chose, yeah, you chose, but some people, bro, got their ass tricked into a body. I ain't even lying to you, it's the truth. Like, you crazy to think that everybody just willy-nilly, like, ain't nobody got tricked in the magic game. Bro, the whole concept of life is to manifest. It's a magic game. It's magic. So how the fuck you gotta have magic tricks? Like, we admire, right? We admire the workings of other magicians. Ashe, LeVay, what's up with you? So, so this shit funny, y'all, because, like, I'm laughing because I'm trying to get the information. It's coming through. I'm trying to really, really get it. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. So, so I think Brahma had an incarnation. So they found out that Brahma was here incarnated in a particular human. I forgot who this human was. I forget the human's actual name. I can see it, but I just can't grasp it enough to say the words. So right before he had like this really, really powerful speech that he was gonna give to appoint another like king or some shit he was supposed to be doing, ruler, to appoint a certain ruler, right before he got there, the entities, they literally fucking pushed his soul out his body, a stronger soul, literally pushed his soul out his body, got in the body. Once they do that, what happens to the soul that was in that body? What happens to that consciousness or to that perspective? It gets jolted into the astral realm. Okay, so this is like the spiritual, physical, astral plane, the lower levels of the astral plane. It gets jolted into the astral realm immediately, and there it is until it remembers, like what just got here. And 9 times out of 10, the human, see, this is powerful information because you gotta understand this how powerful you is. Like the whole point of this is to help you to remember to activate, you know what I'm saying, to activate something within you. So the human literally can, when you look at yourself as a higher dimensional being, the humans matter and everything, but the humans have different concepts. They have different freaking energies. They have sometimes different souls. Sometimes there could be more than one soul in a body. Like, did y'all know that? Sometimes there could be more than one soul in a body. Let me find out there's some damn buddies on the astral realm. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, they out here playing. So it's like, a lot of that branched off into like, that's how we started getting the hybrids with the gods, freaking, you know, the real hybrid humans and stuff like that. They having, you know, the wisdom and the magic of the gods and the actual power, but they forgetting how to use it. It's just like, it was this movie, this Pokemon movie, and Moo, or whatever his name is, he gave Pikachu amnesia. And so, even though Pikachu was Pikachu, Pikachu forgot how to use his powers. So he couldn't do no electricity, no power moves, or none of that. And that's literally how it is. That's literally how it is, y'all. That's literally how it is. And so when it comes to this joyride thing, now that was just a little bit of history, a little bit of Akasha I was telling you, so that you can understand and see, right? Now, how can the human stop this from happening? The human has to gain its power and control over its own body. The human has to know that the human is the power. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to know that you are the power. The power lives within you. You feel me? Like in every which way you can imagine. You dig? So now the joyriding thing. Here's where it comes to these subtle contracts and these energies and stuff. So the concept of genie in the bottle, right? It's a genie in the bottle. This is literally what be happening. There are actual genies. Now, genies are neither good or bad. There are different levels that are actually magically cast into these alcohol bottles. There are rituals that goes down in the creation of the process, in the creation process. There are rituals that go down. In a lot of these companies, these big, huge names, and a lot of these celebrities be coming out with all this stuff and all of that. And it's like, it's an energy. They working with the energy. They working with the energy, and they using it however they want to use the energy, right? So, now, joyriding is, like, what literally exactly is joyriding? Joyriding is when it's not necessarily a soul or a god or nothing pushing you out your body, not per se. It's more so the human actually giving permission. You know what I'm saying? So it's like an invitation. So when you just get the thought, receive the thought, yeah, I'm going to go buy a bottle of alcohol, right? There's a genie in that bottle, right? Now, magical. You got to think about it. This is a magical world, and this is magic tricks. There's a genie in every bottle. They told us that on the show. Right now, how do the genies get in the bottle? They get freaking casted into the bottle. Just like how the gods was getting casted into the body, casted into the cube. Or this could be a bottle. You know how they call women Coke bottle? Oh yeah, she got a Coke bottle shape right there. You feel me? So it's like the thought, you receiving that thought, yeah, let me go do this. Now I'm not saying is don't do it. Like wherever you at in your journey, that's up to you. I'm just saying based on my own experiences that every time, like I used to engage in alcohol, like that wasn't like, that's what I'm saying. Like I would black out. Right? I would black out. There would be consciousness, there would be entities, beings who would ask you to joyride. So I had this one entity ask me to joyride. And so once I woke up in the morning, right? I started swirling around, I blacked out. But I do remember a little bit first once I let it use my body, I do remember like started feeling heavy a little bit. So then once the switch happened or the freaking I let it ride my body, it's like I started like just looking around. I started like looking around my room and shit. So then I started swirling and then I just blacked out. I blacked out completely. So once I woke up sometime and I got up, I had a chalkboard. And I looked on my chalkboard and there was a face I drew that looked like a djinn. Like if you look up with a djinn, but it looked like, like the genie that be in the bottle, like not in the bottle, something like in the bottle, but the genie that Robin Williams and Will Smith played, that you in the lamp, like you rub the lamp and then the genie come out, right? So this is two different concepts. You rub the lamp and the genie come out, but you can also use your words to cast another type of genie into the bottle, right? And that's how you kind of like control it and stuff like that. But they do ask you, like genies really give you wishes. Like I swear to God, this ain't just something that they put on the movie. Genies really do grant your wishes, y'all. I swear. So it's crazy because when I got up, I drew like it looked like a real freaking blue genie, but more humanoid. And so based on that experience, I did a lot of research and I found out that there are like other civilizations that was kind of here before this human civilization. They were like other civilizations who were kind of here magical beings. So these genies, they have emotions and stuff too. So they're magical, but they're at the point where they can still feel. Like they can still get mad, they can still get angry. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And so the one I drew literally had like a little, it was crazy because here's the funny thing. I can't even draw. Like I can do digital art and stuff like that, but I cannot literally take the fucking pen and draw. Like I'm not that type of artist. So the fact that I drew a clear picture of it, the fact that I remember that shit asking me to joyride my body. So I was like, not only did I draw a face, like it looked like a demon, but it was a genie, bro. It was a real genie, and that joint shapeshifted into different. It shapeshifted. It was like its face was like changing into different. Like it was unbelievable. Like I couldn't believe that they was real, right? I mean, it was unbelievable, and it kept asking me. I remember because it stuck around after that. Because even though I woke up, it didn't leave. Like it took a while to get rid of that fucking energy. Like it did not leave. It was there for a while, and it was like. But also, look, I drew his name in a language I never drew before. Like I don't know what type of language this was, and guess what? This is gonna really get you. I drew it with a chalk on a chalkboard that I had in my room. And the chalkboard was supposed to be erased. You can erase it. But for some reason, I would try to erase that picture and the chalk off the board, and it was permanent. I couldn't take it off. Like, I could not take it off. I was like this with the little eraser, trying to get it off. It never came off. So I was like, I was kind of scared then, because I was like, damn. Okay. So at this moment, it didn't leave. I knew that it was still there because I could feel it. I could feel that it was still there. I could just feel its energy. And so it would talk to me through my thoughts and like emotions and shit. And so that's how I found out that like they was like already here before a lot of like this civilization right now. And that some of them be actually having babies with human women. So it's like an integration now. That's why some of these stories like wine, beer, and spirits are on the store. Yeah. Yeah, because when you think about it, so not only is it, and they will always tell me this, make a wish. Make a wish. And I'm like, make a wish? What the hell? Because I was trying to figure it out, y'all. It was a lot. It was a lot going on. And I'm like, make a wish? What am I making a wish for? So I did make a few wishes. 2 wishes I made before I figured out that this was what was really going on. I never made a 3rd wish. Like, so I'm not sure. I never made the 3rd wish. I know I woke up and I was like, you know what? I got to get my body back. And so I started the process of basically like doing my own exorcism, trying to get it out. You know, trying to get it out. And it was just crazy, y'all. It was a crazy experience. So like, you know, a lot of these spirits sometimes, man, y'all, these immortal spiritual beings on, you know, the realm of thought and 4th dimension, and that's where we at right now. That's where we are in the imagination. We in the 4th dimension right now. So this is the playground. You know what I'm saying? This is the imaginary. This is where it all go down at. And so while you're asleep, you know, entities, you got to pay attention to your thoughts, because even though you are not at the body, because while you're asleep, you don't want to travel somewhere, you just can't remember. But your body is still that DVD player. Your body is still powered on. That's why I be telling y'all to be careful about some of these deals in the astral realm. People asking if you want shit. No. I don't want a damn thing. And if you my spirit guides or something like that, then I can't control it. But if I can control it by giving you an answer of no, then hell no. Because if you could do something, like if it was something more, why would you be asking me? Y'all gotta understand, the people that's supposed to be in your energy, they don't have to ask you. Your spirit guides, they gotta ask you to intervene. But they don't gotta make themselves seen so you can see them. You gotta ask them, like, okay, can you show yourself for me, or can you give me a clear sign? You gotta ask them. Movies be telling the truth, but they be calling it fiction. For real. For real, y'all. I met a real fucking genie. And it was really fucking magical. And like the experience, let me tell you. This is what it did, y'all. I swear to God. So, and this is really a true story. So I didn't get it to leave. It didn't leave. So I kept trying to pray. I was scared at this time because I felt that it was there. And I locked myself in the room. Why? Because I was afraid of like hurting people. Because you know how they be like, such and such just went off and unalived the whole fucking movie theaters? Or such and such just went off and unalived their whole fucking family? Like, this was the energy. Because remember, back in Atlanta, in order for me to get I had to make I made a few deals, right? I made one deal, which was the $1,500 deal. But then I made another deal where it was with my higher self and my higher team and new contracts, and it was to take all the powers that I got and all the powers that went into me coming back alive. It was to take all that and do good. So I got to literally show that I'm doing good, because that's a part of me being alive. If I try to misuse any of my stuff in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you gonna hear, oh, he could unalive out here. You know what I'm saying? It was mysteriously. Because I vowed. I vowed not to mislead people. I vowed to be as 100 and as honest as I could be about any of these experiences so that people can have a real chance. So some people ask me, do you think about ever going back? I ain't going back to nothing. I can't. I can't. I can't go back. That's how it be. People get clean and all this stuff like that. They be like, God, give me another chance. Get me out of here. They get another chance based on grace. They get out. Next thing you know, they own demons because they ain't never healed. See, if you heal, you understand, and when you heal, you understand. You know the desire is not there. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just be out here playing around, moderation, and none of that shit. You got to be like, nah, I ain't fucking around. Me personally. So let me finish telling y'all. Right, this is a crazy story time, but it's just, I like to just get on here and tell y'all these stories because that's what I do. I'm a fucking storyteller. My whole life is like I got stories for days. Like I got so many stories to tell. Like that's all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just keep on telling y'all my stories until I don't have no more. You feel me? So mind you, I made that deal. So I went through this because my spirit guides and everything told me to stop messing around. But I didn't listen. Because I wanted to use my free will and do what the hell I wanted to do. And they said, okay. So now you got yourself in trouble because you ran into a genie in the bottle. And you got to get yourself, I swear to God, my spirit guide said, you dug this hole for yourself. So you get yourself up out of it. One thing about the spirit teams and all of that, they not getting in your karmic BS that you create for yourself using your own free will. There be plans and predestined freaking greatness for you, but you use your free will to take you the other way. And you think that you're going to just call on the deities and gods and them, can you get me out, please? I'm doing magic. Can you get me out? They not even showing up. They not even showing up because they like, you got yourself in that. We warned you. That's how it be, y'all. Always trust your guidance because if you don't listen to your guidance and they telling you, like what Shanice said. Shanice used to say, she said, if you don't listen to your intuition, whenever you don't listen to your wishing, it be hell to pay. And that's the truth. Whenever you don't listen to your intuition, it be hell to pay. So I had hell to pay. And of course, it was an experience that now I learned, and now I can share it with everybody, because that's what I go through everything for, to share it with y'all. But it was just crazy because, like, the jinn didn't just leave. Like, I had it for a while. And so, I could see it shapeshift. Right now, at this time, I really didn't know jinns, and they shapeshift, and they look like any fucking thing, like, but then I should have known because the movie Aladdin, he shapeshift. He could turn into anything he wanted to turn into. And it's just hitting me right now. I'm just seeing it right now. Facts. Hey, I hope y'all do. Permission has to be granted, and permission comes in various forms. Ooh, Ashe. That's true. So, look, y'all. So, look, guess what happened? So now I got this jinn. I had this jinn in me, and so this jinn and genie that was a shape-shifting blue. Like, it was just crazy. It could just shape-shift into any fucking thing. And it was spiritual, but it was still observable. Like, it had an outline. Like, I can see it. So even though it was in me, it was weird. I don't know how to explain it, y'all. I can't make it make sense. I can't make that make sense. And I just gotta accept that some of this shit I just can't make sense. So once I'm like, okay, I gotta lock myself in the room because now I'm afraid. Because what happened was this. It wouldn't leave. And so it would move it would do this. Look, I swear to God, true story. This was a fucking demon, bro. So one time I was in the middle of like, cause remember, like I still was just doing what I wanted to do. I wasn't listening to my spirit guides. I wasn't listening to my intuition. I wasn't listening to my higher self. I was just doing what I wanted to do. So I still was smoking and drinking because I was like, you know what? At this point, whatever gonna happen, gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I had that type of attitude. That was not the right attitude to have. So I'm like, whatever gonna happen, gonna happen. So I lied to you not, y'all. My spirit was weak at this moment because I basically gave it all up. I gave it all up. So that's how, remember I told you how like some of the souls was jumping in and pushing spirit out of the body? So what happened was, one time, now it wasn't that my soul got pushed out the body, it got pushed back, further back in the body. So I was on the, I was looking at something. And then next thing you know, my head said, like this, the jinn woke up in me. And my eyes started going like this. I swear to God. And I knew that I was possessed. I was like, fuck. Like, why is this happening to me? Yeah, that's what I kept thinking. Like, why the fuck is this happening to me? How the fuck I get possessed? Like, how? But I understood that I needed to go through these type of situations so I can help other people when they go through shit like that. I can tell. So my eyes, like, hit the... And guess what? This was before I knew that the genie's eyes roll. I never fucking knew that at this time. Like, I recently just found out that the genie's eyes roll like that. So I'm like, damn. Once this happened, though, I couldn't, like, I was aware that this was happening, but I didn't have no control over the body. And so my head, I said, like this. Like, hold on, let me see. It was like this. And my head said, like that, went down. And then it felt like a car, like something said, I put my head, it put my head down, and then all I felt was like, okay, let me explain to you. There's a feeling when a spirit, see, as a psychic medium, I know this, right? And to other psychic mediums, they know too. There is, once a psychic medium is somebody who knows how to basically do what I'm telling you, get possessed by the spirit. They move their consciousness back so the spirit of an ancestor or a dead person or whatever can enter to them to be a medium to speak to the people in the circle or at the table. Okay? So this is basically the feeling. That was the feeling it was of like mediumship of like, but not consciously doing it though. This just happened like not in my will. How you doing? Somebody said you had a Beetlejuice moment. I had a few Beetlejuice moments. So listen, now I'm talking about, that's literally how it went down. Like, my eyes, and I was like frozen. I was frozen. Like, my consciousness couldn't do nothing. My body was still alive. That's what I'm telling you, bro. There's so much stuff going on and happening, y'all, that you gotta see it to believe it, bro. Like, this ain't nothing that I'm just gonna make up for what? Who cares? Like, who cares? I'm not about to just, this ain't cool to be talking about. Like, this ain't a cool subject. Like, what the hell? So, I'm not making it up. It really happened. So, I'm like, once I realized at this moment, the longer I kept the gym, the more powerful it became. The more I kept smoking and drinking, the more powerful it became. So, at this time, it's like in my body and out my body at the same time. I don't know. It's magical as fuck. It knew how to do stuff like that. So now I'm looking at churches. I'm trying to find me. I'm trying to find me a pastor, nigga, because I'm like, bro, I need an exorcism. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking it up, and you got to go through this whole process of like, you got to go through this whole fucking process of paperwork in order to get a fucking exorcism. So I was like, okay, plan B. I'm gonna lock myself in my room. Because at this time, like one time, I was laying down sleep. It's like it would just wake up and just, like my body was a doll or something like that. I was laying down sleep. I was so scared. And this was making it more stronger because I was being afraid. And I was asleep in the bed. And so my eyes woke up. And it was that feeling again. And then it like took my body and just slammed it on its stomach. And then my arms started doing this weird shit, y'all. It was really like exorcism, but like it wasn't like me throwing up. But I was very fucking nauseous, really nauseous. Mostly the entire time I was getting really, really fucking nauseous. And I was like, and my arms was like it was terrible. It was fucking terrible. My arms was like retarded. And then so I, in the middle of it, would stop, and I would go back to being regular again. And I was like, bro, this shit. I think this shit gonna take over me. I'm gonna fucking like hurt people. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be like, oh, such and such passed out, and just whatever, whatever, whatever. So I'm like, man, I gotta get it out. So I started fasting. I said, you know what? I ain't drinking the smoking. Fuck that. I knew that I was safe, but I didn't know I was safe. This was when I seen the first Orion spaceship. So I went outside to like meditate. Big ass gray, bunch of gray, dark ass clouds came by my house and shit. And it was these triangle, you know, or these octagon or octahedron spaceships zooming through so fast, y'all. It was like so much energy that I couldn't, like, I didn't want to pass out. So I was just sitting there. I was already scared, nigga, because I got an entity in me that I didn't know how to eject out my fucking body. By this time, I was like 7 days fasting. I think I did like a 7-day water fast. That was a malevolent energy. Half for that joint said, spit. Hell yeah. So I was like, it was dark ass clouds. So I'm out there, I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, what the fuck? So I see the spaceships and shit. I'm outside just meditating, and I'm just like owning my shit. I'm like, nah, you know what? I forgive myself, you know what I'm saying? This is my body. You can't be here just going off, you know what I'm saying? Praying and fasting and shit. And I had to pray and fast and take baths and do rituals. And I did finally get it gone. I did like a bath, like a goddess Yamaya. I did Orisha bath. Yeah, and that one, it took like 33 baths. But once I got to that last bath, a dark cloud, like a demi energy, that shit came out my body. Vroom. I swear to God. And I was like, I seen it. I was like, it's gone. I can feel it. I felt that it was gone. I felt that it was gone. I was like, bro, like that shit was crazy, y'all. But what was the spaceship? The spaceship was just freaking dark consciousness, but it was just, I don't know what they wanted. Like, it's like they wanted, I can't remember, but the spaceships was speaking telepathically to me, but I can't really remember because I was so afraid, and I was just trying not to freaking jump out of my body. I was just trying not to pass out. So I really just can't remember what was said, but I do remember that I was standing my grounds, and I was like, nah, you feel me? It was real dark energy. Like, I don't know if it was bad because I don't really look at things bad or not like that, but I'm going to say that it didn't feel good. Like, the feeling that it brought up did not feel good. And I just had to meditate. I was sitting on the ground just meditating, and I was like, my eyes was open. I meditated with my eyes open. My eyes was open. And I seen the spaceship. Nigga, it was more than one. It was more than one. Have you ever been to the underworld tunnels? The underworld tunnels? Yeah, I've been a lot of places, man. I've been a lot of fucking places, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. But I'm gonna probably get off this joint. How do you do the bath? I do my baths divinely guided. It ain't really no certain way that I do my baths. I do all my baths divinely guided. And so that's how I roll. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been to a lot of trainings underground, but it ain't really been like most of the time I go down there, it'd be like spiritual evolution type stuff. You could call it spiritual warfare, but I like calling it spiritual evolution. And I come back with wisdom. Every time I go to the underground, I come back with like a 3-hour lecture. I come back with so much freaking intelligence to share and freaking work through. Woo! I gotta go, y'all. How do you get invited to the underground? I don't know. You just gotta be yourself. Be yourself, King. Be yourself. You just gotta be yourself, and don't, It's your heart. It's your heart, man. You know, purify your heart, get your heart right, and you'll be amazed what type of experiences you have. I'm listening at work, so I missed this. But love what you do. I heard about you on Q Reed's channel. Continue. Thank you, man. Listen, I try to keep these lectures a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. For anybody that sent any cash apps, you know, I appreciate that. Stay tuned. I got a couple of PowerPoint joints coming out. You know, I've been busy doing readings and stuff like that, but I'm definitely gonna tap in with that, and that's a power. I got some powerful stuff coming out. When am I doing another interview with Q? I don't know. You know, Q the man. So Q been busy as hell. You know, Q been busy as hell. I don't know. Soon though. Soon. I'm gonna go ground though, y'all. Peace. Make sure y'all enjoy y'all weekend. I'm probably listen, if I wasn't so sensitive to energy, I would get on this joint every day and teach and stuff like that. But I can't. Like out of self love, I just can't be behind this technology. This technology is this 5G and all of that. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot, and it's a lot that y'all don't know. It's a lot that y'all don't know. Yes. You got your regression Monday. Shay, this gonna be interesting. I thought about you today too, Antoinette. This gonna be interesting. Laugh out loud. You should go on tour. Hey, whoo! You know how many? I'm just gonna say Shay to that. I'm just gonna say Shay to that. I should go on tour. You know, a world tour. We on a world tour. Hey. If I come to Canada, for real. If I come to Canada, y'all gonna come to my show, man. Listen, we gonna drop these lectures, y'all, and hopefully, prayfully, we might manifest a live event. We you know what I'm saying, or some traveling type of thing. Like that's what it's about. Like I would love to, fucking, do some shit like that. Shay, yeah. What you licking me for, bro? But yeah, though, man. My protector told me I gotta go, y'all. He told me come on. I know. All right, bro. I got it. That's the cue, y'all. Peace. I'm out.